Sean Diddy Combs listened in for a virtual court hearing today, asking a New York judge to sentence him sooner rather than later. This was after the mixed verdict at his sex trafficking trial. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman has been following this case very closely. Thank you very much for joining us. Can you tell us what happened in court today?
Thanks. Sure. This was a rather anticlimactic hearing. It lasted about 2 minutes, but it was audio. Sean Combs' attorney, Mark Agnifilo, was on the line. A couple of the attorneys from the prosecution, Christy Slavic and Emily Johnson, were. And Mark Agnifilo also told us that Sean Combs was listening in as well. But essentially, shortly before this hearing happened, Agnifilo had sent in a letter to the judge. He said the parties had conferred and agreed upon a timeline for the sentencing. What they're proposing is September 22nd with a pre-sentencing investigation report, which is essential before the sentencing happens, done by September 5th. Last week, the judge had tentatively set October 3rd, so this doesn't actually push things up that much, but the defense said they want this as expedited as possible, and it sounds like perhaps this is the latest they could agree upon. So basically what happened in there is after they identified themselves, we were all listening in from a courtroom on audio, and someone from the court said that the judge is going to review this proposal and get back to everyone.
And Katrina Combs is facing up to 20 years in prison between those two convictions. What sort of sentence is the defense and what sort of sentence is the prosecution looking for here?
So the prosecution had a big shift last week. When the verdict initially came in with those 2 guilty counts for transportation to engage in prosecution, they initially said they were planning to go for the max here. That's the 20 years. But when we regrouped later for the bail hearing, they said they had done some initial calculations and they thought he deserved at least 5 or 6 years. Now, the defense says that they're calculating about 2 years. So there's a pretty big divide there. Sean Combs has already, as of now, spent about 10 months in detention as well. That will count towards his prison sentence once that happens. Although I do think the fact that the judge didn't let him out on bail last week and really emphasized Combs' history of violence and the fact that that is something that the defense has not disputed at all during this trial could weigh in when the sentencing finally happens.
All right, Katrina Kaufman, thank you very much for staying on top of this.